So we're gonna go over a comic that is a Buddhist fantasy. And now, once I start, if I'm gonna talk about Buddhism, then I'm gonna have to talk about morality and ethics and psychology and spirit science. And these are things I can just talk about for thousands of hours. So I'm gonna try to not talk about my personal beliefs and try to just focus on talking about this comic. So, in China, there's a lot of these stories based off of, animal people and snakes and stuff that they've been telling these stories for thousands of years. So right away, the dynamic of the monk and the green snake, it really reminds me a lot of the sorcerer and the white snake, because in that story, there is green snake and there is a monk. It's one of my favorite movies. I cry when I watch this movie. And so things like this is like a really, really old part of Chinese culture, thousands of years. So the author had mentioned something about one of the messages of this comic being that there is no right way. And you just gotta journey around and just try to find your most correct way to be. So the concept of the Buddha has been really built up as some kind of fantasy, but he was actually just a regular guy, an imperfect guy, and he just understood that, you can't just only live for pleasure or only abstain from pleasure, because then you're going to be miserable both ways. So it's about a middle way, not tolerance of evil, absolutely opposing evil, but having this middle way that, you have self-control and moderation. That's what that was about. And I just felt I gotta mention the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which has been very influential in media all over. If you thought any of that sounded interesting, then have a look at this comic.